And we didn't even discuss what we were going to do for 2brownDots. We just wanted to start a podcast.
Yes.
We didn't talk about wanting to put a positive impact on the world. I think naturally, we just know that's what we want to do as individuals. So this is an opportunity.
If it's going to be out there in the world, we want to make sure that it's something good.
Oh, there's my dog.
Hi, guys.
What's up, guys? My name is Nicole.
I'm Jayla.
And we are Two Brown Dots. So today is our first episode, and we have got an official set up with our podcast. And thanks to our editor, Ryan, who does not want to be in the shot. I'm salty, but it's okay. So,
I'm not salty.
I'm just glad to have the team together.
Yes.
This
is a great day. Such a great day.
Yes.
We are killing the game.
We are killing the game all the time.
And we're ready to hop into our first hot sugar. Okay, so to explain hot sugar, it's basically our topic, and it could range from anything from like, what did we say hot sugar was, Michelle?
I like how you're asking me, because she definitely came up with the whole hot sugar thing. So in my perspective, hot sugar is our topics that we are doing for our podcast that are juicier.
Yes. Juicier, more deep, intense. Well, maybe not deep.
Penetrating. Too much?
I don't like that word.
Girthy.
Yeah.
Wow. The girthier topics of our podcast are going to be hot sugar.
Yes. Just to give a quick disclaimer, these are all our own opinions, and everything that we have to say on our podcast, it's coming from our mind. We are not official certified people on anything. These are our opinions.
I think we should go ahead and describe ourselves, by the way. I'm feeling guided to do that. Okay. This is going to be a spiritual, intellectual podcast inspired by people who just want to make an impact on the world in a positive way. I do want to describe myself, just so you guys know, I'm fucking loud. So as long as you guys understand Two Brown Dots, we're yin and yang, and I can't wait for us to talk on our first topic, which is about who Jayla is and who I am, because this is how Two Brown Dots got to be.
Yes, and our friendship
is literally our friendship. So do you want to go ahead and start us off with our first topic, Jayla?
Yes. Okay, so first hot sugar topic today is our friendship, and I'm going to start off with my story, my background for how I got to where I am today. And basically, I started off with a background in entertainment. In high school, I was in the marching band. I was on the color guard team, and it was the best time. Really wish that I could have gone pro, which is drum corps, but couldn't afford that. But I basically, after I graduated, I was able to go back to my old high school and be a volunteer coach on there and over there. And it was a really great time. And I'm still a coach. Haven't seen my kids in a long time because of this year. It is 2020, which is the year of COVID-19. So I haven't seen my kids since March, but it's okay.
Granted, it's December. I'm just going to pinpoint
that. I know. Yes, it is December.
So crazy. March to December, and you still haven't seen your kids.
Yeah,
that's huge.
It's been a really long time, but I've seen a lot of their progress just through a lot of social media or staff contacts that we have. So it's been nice seeing them just through that. And basically, with my entertainment background, I was introduced to having to wear a lot of show makeup and performer makeup. So it's heavy on the foundation, heavy on the blush, heavy on the eyeshadow, gotta wear the lashes. It was a whole ordeal. And basically, I was able to just kind of dabble in that. I was introduced to it as a beginner, and I had nothing. I started off with nothing, and then I self-taught myself. I didn't actually start looking at YouTube videos to help me with anything.
Can I jump in and say that, okay, so during your whole, getting inspired to do, what you do, I remember seeing, Glitter Girls, and I remember seeing, our color guards. So we went to Blue Springs High School, and that is one of the best bands that you're going to have in our nation. Mm-hmm. And so I never was involved with our band, but I do remember how extravagant our costumes were and the makeup was. So I can only imagine how much experience you had at a young age, like knowing all this stuff. So just to put that in like grander perspective.
Yes. Yeah. It was a really intense time, but I'm grateful for it. I mean, because I remember being in like middle school, and I was just really shy. And then by high school, being introduced to color guard, it really got me out of my shell and allowed me to express myself and discover a passion of something that I didn't realize I had. And it wasn't until after I graduated high school that I discovered YouTube really, and really looked into options of that for...
Who is it, Sandra? Is it Sandra Deluxe?
Sandra Deluxe was
introduced me to her.
Yes.
Yeah, she was edgy and stuff.
She was a first one, and then it just kind of took off from there. Jaclyn Hill was another really good one that I was following, and I still follow her and Sandra. Both, I love them both.
That's been like 5 years. They've been in the game for a long time, right?
Oh, yes, probably over 10 years.
That's really cool to know.
Yeah, and so I basically just kind of like learned a few tips from them. But again, I was in the makeup world just self-teaching myself for a good like 4 years from high school. And then after I graduated, I was able to discover that and really like better my skill set. And then after that, I kind of was like, I really want to like teach other people, and this is something that I created that made me happy. It was introduced to me, but nonetheless, it's something that I wanted to pursue because I had a passion for it. So I wanted to start my own thing of how I like to do things and what works for me. So I started Bopd. It's spelled Bopd and then beauty, and that's just social media. It's not like a thing yet, but it's a thing. It's definitely a thing.
It's so a thing.
It's so a thing. But that's my social media, and I started as a beauty blogger. I started that up this year, wanting to really pursue that and take that on. And so the reason why I do it is because, like I said, I created something that made me happy. It makes me super happy to do my own makeup and also inspire others to do it as well. Because I know that as a coach with my students, when I was seeing them, they would get really inspired about a lot of the looks that I did on myself, just showing up to rehearsal. So it was just really nice being able to inspire them, and they really did contribute to helping me want to dive right into that world. So it's been a time, and this year that's what I started. Bopd. I changed my handle and everything. Yeah,
you did. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's official. That's Instagram official. Whenever you change your handle.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. And what you can look forward to seeing from Bopd is just. You can look forward to seeing a whole lot of things. I got a website coming, and I'm putting out more videos starting January. It's happening, and just look for that. Look for a better community, developing my community, my following, because I just want to inspire others to show that you can create your own happiness too. And that's it. Just be yourself and spread love. So that's me. That's Jayla.
That is Jayla. I'm so tempted to say your full ass name
Don't
right
do
now.
That.
I am so tempted.
No more people need to know my full name.
That is literally like one of the funnest things for me to do.
If you say my full name, I will tell Ryan to edit it out.
No.
ASAP.
Ryan, don't edit this out.
Edit everything
out. Oh my God. Okay, I'm not going to say it. But it's a perfect segue into why I go by Michelle Nicole.
It is a really good segue.
And not Michelle. I go by Michelle Nicole because it's different and it sticks out. And my last name is Byers, and it's just like Michelle Byers. It feels like a dead end to me. I don't want to fucking say it. So I go by Michelle Nicole. Yes, AKA, it's my rock star name. I don't care how cliche it sounds. That's just my signature.
Stage name.
That's my stage name.
It's great.
That's my stage name, and I will always sign my name Michelle Nicole. So whoever marries me, sorry about you. It's Michelle Nicole. To segue or to tell my story. I've had 2 companies in my journey so far in this world. I've had Casey Exposed and Sphynx Nicole. I actually started off as a content, or not so much a content creator, but just as, before social media, it was even like a huge like marketing tool. Whenever it came to businesses, I was managing bands and I was working and booking local bands. I was doing that before I could even like step foot into bars. So that was 2014 whenever I first started doing my my thing whenever it came to being an entrepreneur. And it's so crazy to think, like, I was about 22 at that time, and I was just doing this thing that was called band management and stuff at a very young age, and I didn't really realize what I was doing. So essentially it's just snowballed from a curiosity of wanting to get to know the arts and, you know, being in an environment where I'm just surrounded by musicians who are locally known and musicians who are just wanting to make a name for themselves. I've really gotten to grasp the idea of like mental health awareness. So I, not only myself has struggled with like depression and anxiety whenever I was going through like just figuring out what I wanted to do with my life, even though I always knew like what I wanted to do. Yeah. Casey Exposed was my first company that was cultivated over the fact of bridging the gap between mental health awareness and the arts. So I plugged at that for a long time. I think that was about 3 years, and then ended up having to go on hiatus because I was doing a lot of things on my own. I had assistants and stuff, and those assistants, unfortunately, were friends that I've lost due to business. So, like, in my journey, I have not given up on the idea of wanting to tell stories or tell people stories that I feel could make others feel less alone. And so, hence, Sphynx Nicole is my primary LLC that I host right now. Mm-hmm. And as I've grown as an entrepreneur, I've really delved into fitness and how fitness has helped my mental state. So not only am I still an advocate for mental health awareness in the creative industry, but I also am wanting to bridge the gap between fitness and arts, because it has only helped me. So I hope to help others with what I know. And
I'm so glad you're doing it. You're a great candidate to really like be that coach, you know, having the music background and your own personal life story. Like, it's going hand in hand, and you're a great person to be wanting to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I really didn't believe I had a story. Yeah. I really was like, that's where like my depression came from, is I really had it good growing up, guys. Like, it's hard to be around a lot of friends who didn't grow up in broken homes, but did grow up going over to dad's one weekend and going over to mom's the other. You know, like, I was surrounded by friends that had that lifestyle where I was like, I'm chilling. I have nothing to, like, I don't know, common denominate on. Like, I have nothing to relate to you on. Yeah. So I always felt alone in that sense. I always felt like I'm never going to have somebody. And I've still never dated in my life. But, you know, having all of that plunged into one thing really has made me just be on fire to show people the brighter side to their stories. With that all being said, like, I'm still on fire about it today. Like, my passion really lies in making sure no one feels alone in that respect, you know? Like, so if you're watching this podcast, like, what Jayla and I are doing is creating communities where it's safe to be amongst other people who want to be in a positive atmosphere and actually hold true to that. Yeah. Because you don't get a lot of stars in this day and age. Yes. You know, you want to go to the light. We want to provide some sort of light. We're light workers. Yes. So what you can expect from me in the future is a lot more opportunity to be involved with me. Whenever you want to incorporate fitness into your life to be more manageable with your mental health. Also, I will be getting back into band management, but I'm only going to be working with one band. I learned my lesson in early days. I cannot work with 5 bands at one time. I just don't put all my eggs, or I don't give as much as I could, you know, in each project. So, yeah, I will eventually be managing another band. I already have a website up. It's under construction, or it needs to be updated. So if you look at it right now, don't judge me. But, regardless, like, my door is a lot more open, and in the future, I will have more system or more, like, I don't know, defined programs to, like, do your fitness with me and work on your creativity.
Yes.
And feel cool.
Yes.
We're going to talk about our friendship.
So how did we meet? How did we become friends?
Oh, my God.
I want to hear your side first.
Well, okay, first of all, we shouldn't be friends.
Oh, yes. That's so true.
We shouldn't. I don't know if you guys can tell already from this podcast. Like, Jayla's so sweet. She's so sweet. You're silent but deadly. But, like, she's so less loud than me.
Yeah.
I don't know how we became... Like, I know how.
Yeah.
But it's like...
To pinpoint it, that's where things get a little, like...
blurry.
Yeah, it gets a little blurry to figure out how did we become friends? I mean, there's a generalized, we're friends, but, like...
Yeah.
How did we get there? So...
I have one monumental moment that I always bring up to Jayla.
Yes.
So, we met, like, senior year, high school. I had never seen her. And I was on the yearbook committee, and I totally just used that class period to, like, go and talk to anybody in the school that I wanted to. I interviewed the whole football team. I was I was a floater.
yeah, same. Chameleon, just kind of, like, I felt that.
So, we had a mutual friend at the time that had introduced me to this club called Chess Club at our high school, and she told me, like, they didn't even play chess. Like,
we never played chess. It was more like game club, so you could play any game, obviously. But I just know that the teacher for that particular club, chess club, she wasn't all consistently in the room. And Michelle had kind of just
popped in there because our mutual friend, I wish I could remember her name. It's literally just like a cut to Jayla to me in my life. Like, going into this classroom during my yearbook period, and I think it was actually during lunch. I had to go get the camera.
It was,
Yeah. And you all were wearing fake mustaches.
Don't remember that.
I remember that.
I'm glad you do.
It was a moment.
Yes.
And so I go in and I take this picture of everyone, and fast forward, I host this taco party, this, like, Christmas taco party.
Yeah.
We get to this taco party. It was snowy outside. We live in Missouri. And I had gotten to know Jayla enough by then to know, like, if she's late, something's wrong. And so I called her. Either you called me or I called you.
I called you.
Okay, yeah.
I definitely called you because I was frustrated that I was late.
You were late? And I was totally, like, open door policy. I still kind of am, but you've taught me better in the meantime.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, you're okay, if you don't get here. But I remember you chiseling ice away at your windshield. Yes. And I was like, are you, like, fucking, are you
actually right now?
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah, I am.
I'm sorry I'm late. Like, I heard you. I remember you saying that, and I was like, it's fine. I can't wait till you're here,
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That was a good time. So you showed up there, and then there was the monumental moment for me. Now, it had to have been warmer outside at this point. Something.
Yeah.
But
I do remember it being warmer.
It was warmer? Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is where our friendship truly started, and this is, like, where we... Like, really, this is the yin and the yang here. Jayla, like I said, my place, the basement was the spot, right?
Yes.
Well, she was going up the steps, and I had elongated steps. It was like a set of 13 or whatever. And I remember saying to Jayla, I love you. And all this woman did was turn back at me and look the other way. And I was like, she's gonna love me one day. Like, that's all I knew.
Yeah.
And, like, oh, mind you, I wasn't even gonna walk you out. You made me walk you out.
That is a consistent thing at the time of something that she would do. She doesn't walk me out.
No.
She just kind of, like, stays right there. She's like, okay, bye, and see yourself out. And I was just like, girl, get up.
Oh my God. So it was like a shock to me whenever you're like, you're not gonna walk me out? And I'd be like, yeah, I can.
Yeah, I'm like, get up.
Yep.
And walk me out.
That's not how that works.
My side.
Oh my God.
My side pretty much lines up along with that, but I think that the turning point for me was definitely the Christmas party. I mean, I do remember there was one point when you showed up during it was my study hall, senior year, obviously. So it was like my study hall. I was in, I was advising or something in the counseling office, and you came in there and you interviewed me and another friend of ours.
Yes.
Over the cookies in the cafeteria and how we felt about them.
Oh my
I
God.
do remember that
so
moment.
Awkward.
Yes, that was an awkward moment. Speaking on camera in high school.
But cookies, out of all the stories I could have put in the yearbook, I was like, let's talk about those cookies were a bomb, though. You remember that? They were soft and big.
Exactly. And that was the point. That was why you asked the question, like, so the cafeteria cookies, why are they so great? And, you know, I shared on camera. I don't know if that ever made airing to anything.
You know, I don't remember.
Yeah, because it was such a long time ago, and I wasn't really like into high school things. After we graduated high school, throughout the summer and the fall and everything, we started to become close. And you could probably blame it on the fact that, like, I don't like to be late to things. I am a very, like, punctual kind of person.
All the time. I've never seen you be late ever in the past 8 years of our friendship.
I don't like being late. I get very frustrated with myself. So I think that basically what really better developed our friendship, we have friends who are late, who do have tendencies to be late.
I loved it when, I think it was Kaylee, she would be late sometimes.
Yes.
Oh, it was great.
Yes. We have a lot of friends who would just be late. And so with me being punctual, I would show up on time, and that just gave us a lot of like one-on-one time. And I think that better developed our friendship.
Yeah.
We got to kind of like play with that more. But the Christmas party, I do remember the Christmas party was probably my biggest turning point. At least I do feel like we became friends before that, but that had to be a really huge turning point when I called her scraping ice off of my Chrysler Sebring, which was a piece of crap, and because the heat didn't really work on it. So it's like, what's the point of this? It's just going to fog up by the time I get down the street. But I was scraping ice off of my car, and in the midst of it, I was like, I need to call and tell Michelle that I'm late, and I'm so upset with myself for it. So I called her and I was like, I'm scraping ice off my car. I'm so sorry. I'm late. But I'm totally coming. I will be there. And she was like, okay, yeah, it's totally fine. Wait, are you scraping ice off your car right now? Like, she was just in shock. Like,
I was just like, huh.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Like, oh wow, she really is scraping ice off of her car. I'm like, yeah, I am. And I will be there. And then got there and it was a good time. But that's probably the biggest thing for how we can describe our friendship. And how did we come up with 2brownDots?
It was a night of drinking to me.
That's how you describe it. I don't. We didn't actually start drinking until after you presented. You were like, hey, let's start our podcast. We were in the parking lot. I remember very clearly. We were in the parking lot of Hy-Vee. I had a really bad morning, and I'm not going to get into it, but I had a really bad morning. Yes. I had showed up at her job to tell her about the whole thing, the whole situation, because, oh my God.
I worked at a gym at the time, and I was like cleaning the equipment, and the way this gym was set up, it was there was a track.
Yes.
And I remember I just heard on the track, and I like looked up and I saw my best friend, and I was like, oh! So
I was busting booty to find her in that gym so I can give her a hug. I gave her the longest hug of our lives, and then I was probably like halfway into your shift when I showed up, so it was another like 3 hours or something that you had left.
Three wonderful hours.
Yes, you had quite some time left on your shift, and I showed up to tell her about my whole morning, and then afterwards she got off, and we were like, okay, let's go to Hy-Vee, and it was, we were gonna have Club Daddy, because I was like, hey, let's do Club Daddy at my apartment, and she was like, okay, yeah, cool.
Who are the makeup artists? Who's the makeup artist?
Yes, the person that came up with Club Daddy is a virtual nightclub on Instagram where you can just show up, and it was a very like club-esque lifestyle.
It really was, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. You'd get dressed up like you're actually going out, and then you set up your own bar in your own home. And I told Michelle about it, and she was like, yes, let's do Club Daddy. So we were like, let's go to Hy-Vee.
That's why I remember being drunk.
Yeah, and that's why I don't. So we showed up, we got to Hy-Vee. Oh we got to Hy-Vee, and just as we're getting out of our cars, she was like, hey, so I have an idea. We should start a podcast. And I was like, oh, Okay. That's how we decided to come up with 2 Brown Dots. And then we went inside to Hy-Vee to get our drinks, purchase our drinks for the evening to participate in Club Daddy and, start our podcast. And she just had this whole thing. She was like, we should start a podcast. Let's take pictures tonight. We should start.
Let's do a photo shoot.
Let's do a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Let's do a photo shoot tonight. Let's do this tonight. She was dead set on it, and she wasn't going to show up to my apartment until
I even
like
straightened
10.
my hair. Yes. For all the black women that are watching this freaking podcast right now or listening to it, like, you know how much strength it takes to straighten your natural hair.
Yes.
I even did that. And you actually had to help me finish. Because
I did. And it came out great.
It did.
Loved
It was
our
beautiful.
campaign
It was so
pictures.
fun.
Yes.
You know what's even crazier?
Our friendship inspired it. What?
Yeah. Well, I think it's really crazy that we came up with this podcast, being who we are as individuals and entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And we didn't even discuss what we were going to do for 2 Brown Dots. We just wanted to start a podcast.
Yes.
We didn't talk about wanting to put a positive impact on the world. I think naturally we just know that's what we want to do as individuals. So this is an opportunity.
If it's going to be out there in the world, we want to make sure that it's something good.
This is an opportunity for us to use both of our powers in a sense, no matter how small it is right now or how big it's going to be.
Yeah.
Like, we literally just are jumping into this, So I think it's going to be really funny if we end up getting like millions and millions of followers off of this one night.
This is so great.
Yes.
But knowing our story, just from what we came from and how we are now, just our friendship and then 2 Brown Dots.
Yeah.
Like, I can only imagine.
My favorite part is probably... Why do I want to say, like, explaining why I go by Michelle Nicole? That's really selfish. I'm an asshole.
No, but that's... You're being real and honest and communicative. You're speaking your truth.
I
can only
you selfish
her.
bitch. Like, you just want to talk about yourself on 2 brown... It's 2 brown dots, not one. Not
this
one.
This is why she's the party dot. I'm the responsible dot.
I'm so glad I have this red Solo, or this would not make sense.
I'm drinking water.
This time.
That wraps up today's episode, today's hot sugar topic. And look out for bubble topics. Still working on that one. It's okay.
We don't want to burst your bubble.
But that's what we're going to do when we pull out our bubble topic. Anyways. And where can we find Michelle Nicole?
So you can find Michelle Nicole, a.k.a. Sphynx Nicole, on IG at Sphynx Nicole.
Yeah.
It's S-P-I... Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
S-P... Well, let me finish. Let me finish. So, S-P-Y...
ASMR, get off the fucking mic.
Can I just tell you?
Cut that out.
My IG is SPRYNXNICOLE.
Okay, so, and then you can find Jayla, otherwise known as Bopd. That's spelled Bopd, beauty, Beauty. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube.
Yes. Oh, yeah, YouTube, Sphynx Nicole,
and
too.
Still working on a Facebook, but you can find Michelle Nicole on all the same platforms.
What she said.
Facebook.
Yes.
YouTube.
Yes.
And Instagram.
Just put the @ symbol. I try and put that in all my tags.
You can find 2 Brown Dots on Instagram it's the number 2.
Yes.
Brown Dots _
Yes.
on Instagram. And you can definitely find us right here on YouTube, and we will have everything shared in our description down below. So please subscribe, like, comment.
We want to hear what you guys have to say. Honestly, like, likes are cool.
That's the best thing.
Shares are cool, but honestly, I just want to talk with you guys. Good, bad, ugly, we can take it.
Develop
We're 2
our
brown
community.
dots.
Yes. And please let us know if you guys got some hot sugar topics.
Juicy, girthy, penetrating topics.
Yes.
Thanks, Nicole.
That you want to hear
S-P-Y. S-P-H-Y.
She's spelling it again. Why are you... This isn't about you. There are two brown dots.
@ 2 brown dots.
2 brown dots.
_ It's on IG.
Okay. We're scooting out, guys.
Okay.
Thank you for
Scooting
being
out.
here today.
Thank you.
We're scooting out.
Okay. Bye.
Fucking done with you.
You know you love me. You know you fucking love me. I'll do it again. I will say your full name.
Do not say my full name on.
I'm scared. Honestly,
No.
The second I said
We're
that, I got scared.
online.
Okay, I got it.
Just get away from me.